Hello and welcome to One Stop Co-op Shop Streamed, your one stop for co-op news and playthroughs. And today we are playing through La Granja. This is the new edition coming out. It's on Kickstarter now, actually. So definitely look for that on Kickstarter. Super duper exciting. It's just come out today, and it's already close to 2,000 backers. So yeah, I'm super excited. This is a game I've played for years now, and a game I've liked for years, so a little bit of spoiler to my final thoughts. But I'm going to walk you through the solo mode today. Obviously, we're one-stop co-op shop, so we only do solo and co-op games. So I'm going to walk you through the solo game of La Granja, but and then we'll talk about our impressions at the end of the game. First thing I want to say is they are working on an Automa solo mode, as far as I know anyway. This is what I've been told, and this is what's actually in the rulebook. And I actually have the rules for it, so I know they're working on it. I guess I shouldn't say maybe. They're definitely working on it, called the Burrowbot. That is not currently available, though, or at least wasn't made available to me. So I'm going to be showing you the old solo mode, and we'll talk about that and the reasons that maybe they did decide to put a new solo mode in when we're done talking about it here. But what is La Granja? Well, it's a farming game. You're actually going to work on your farm. One of the neatest things about this game for me was always the fact that you had these generic markers here, and I know Terraforming Mars has done that now, but these generic markers could represent anything from pigs down here to grain over here to olives to wine or grapes, and then you're going to be transforming these goods into other goods as well throughout the game, to crates of goods over here. So actually to market burrows as they are in the middle of the board. So this is one of the first games I remember having these kind of generic markers that could count for multiple things. I thought it was so cool at the time. I still think it's a pretty cool idea. It also had the idea of the anything action. Like I could take this crate and turn it into money or goods or draw a card or play a card or get a pig or transform goods into other goods. I'm going to explain what all that means, but it's not too complicated of a game, but basically it's also one of the first games that had a huge deck of cards, all of which were different, and then these are multi-use cards. So if you look at the card, there's actually 4 sides to the card, obviously, but that they're all used for something different and placed somewhere different on your board. So if you want to use the top of the card, you put it here, and literally you're only looking at the top stuff that is showing. If you want to use it to upgrade your farm on the left here to give you more goods, you're going to put it under the left side here, and it's actually going to add goods on the left side over here. So then you just look at the left side of the card. If you would like to use it as a board extension, you could put it on the right side of your board and put it under there. And again, all you're looking at now is the right side of the card. So, and then finally, you could use it as a worker down here. My board's off a little bit. That's why this is all off. You could use it as a worker on the bottom here, and that would count as a worker. So there are definitely different spots that you can use the cards and use them for different things. So actually, I'm going to move it back down because apparently I made a terrible mistake with unlocking the board, and that's all on me. So this, I don't believe it is available in a tabletop simulator mod, but one thing I will say is this game is very, very similar to the original version. The only difference I've noticed, and correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, please, and don't be afraid that it's subscriber only chat. Just subscribe. Feel free to unsubscribe when you're done. We just are avoiding bots. That's why we do subscriber only chat. But we'd love you to obviously stay as a subscriber, but it's really because we had way too many bots coming in. But anyway, so one of the only changes I've noticed, or the only one I've noticed so far from the original version, is the board. In the original version, the board always looked like this. It was this giant map, and they said, yeah, don't use the outside ones for a 2-player game, but there were no changes for 3-player. Well, now they have changes for 3-player. You'll notice that these spots say 4 only. If we zoom real closely, they have a 4-player marker there, but you're going to actually cover them up in 3-player games to make the board smaller for 3-player as well. So there's a way to knock it down to 3-player. And then, of course, the board we're using is for the solo and the 2-player game only. So it really constricts this market in the middle. So that is a big change. I mean, all the graphics and all the art is way better in this version than the original version. Way cleaner. Having this white space here, which isn't white, I guess it's tan space, makes it a lot easier to see. But let's talk about what we're going to be doing in this game. So there are several different things that we are going to, sorry again, all this happened because I saved the mod. And like I said, I don't know that this is an officially available TTS mod. I know it was made available to me. But if you do want to play this, and this is what I was about to say, you can play the original version on Board Game Arena right now. They even have the solo mode available there. So feel free to go over there and try it yourself. Because again, as far as gameplay goes, there aren't a lot of changes that were made to the gameplay itself. So the major thing I talked about was these cards, how they all have 4 different things you can do with them. So we will just go over the turn order and kind of talk about what our goals are here. But our goals are basically to fulfill these contracts. So at the top of each of the cards, there will be a contract. When you complete that contract, you are going to get a crate. So one of these crate goods over here. When you deliver a wheat, grapes, and a wine to this contract, you will do that. You'll get a crate. And you will get 4 victory points immediately. So that is how you win. Most victory points win. And you will also get to put a 4 size, I don't even remember what they're called, like stall in the market. That's what they're called, stalls. So you will get to put on any of these 4 spaces here in the market and add a stall to the market as well. In addition to that, you also might be trying to fulfill these things on the outside. And if you do, it'll give you a token that'll go on your board. That'll not only give you a one-time bonus, but it'll give you a reoccurring bonus too. For example, if you get the money one, you not only get 3 money immediately when you place it, but you're going to get 3 money the rest of the turn. So there's a lightning bolt there, meaning immediately, and then you flip it over, and it's going to give you a constant bonus of 3 income for the rest of the game. Now, you do have to spend 6 money to get it. So there are cost trade-offs. It works the same for the crates here. You have to deliver 3 crates, but if you do, you get an immediate crate, and then you get an income of a crate for the rest of the game. So those are 2 of the 3 stalls that we have available to us. The 3rd stall, we can deliver olives and wheat and grapes over here to get an additional income. Well, first of all, you immediately get to take that. And then for the rest of the game, you get an additional income of one of those things every single turn. So there are many different ways. So you're turning resources into resources. You're getting a bunch of different stuff. Now, those 3 stalls are available to us at the beginning of the game, but we do have some of these stalls that are closed off at the beginning of the game. This one wants us to deliver pigs. This one wants us to deliver a little bit of everything, and it gets us victory points if we do that. This one over here wants us to deliver made goods, completed goods. So not goods you're going to farm, but it wants food, it wants wine, and it wants cooked meat. And we'll talk about how to get those, but that one is not likely because that is the 3rd one to unlock. And how do we determine which 3 stalls are locked at the beginning of the game? We roll a dice. And if you see these numbers on the outside here, that's literally all they're used for. They are literally just used for setup as far as I can remember. Now, maybe in the expansions, it'll be different. And I said this game is similar to the base game. That is very true. The game seems identical to the base game, but here's the thing the Kickstarter is offering, even to people who own the base game, all these different expansions, and not only these, but the solo bot expansion, a lot of stuff for all kind of the one price, Kickstarter. They do have a bigger size, and we could talk about that at the end as another option, but I mean, all the game content seems to be there at the original one price Kickstarter price. So basically, we're going to be farming goods, we're going to be putting markets out, we're going to be doing all these things in the means of getting victory points. And how do you win La Granja solo? No one knows. I'll be honest. The rulebook does not give you a victory point threshold, things like that. So basically, you're just trying to get as high a score as you can. It's more of the original solo bot was more of a learning game, and that's why they're going to put in this burrow bot in the game. But the original solo mode, it didn't even have a score threshold. I hope that's something that they correct in this new version. It's not currently in the rulebook right now. It really, again, doesn't give you a point threshold or anything else, but at least it's a great way to learn the game. And so whether you're interested in solo or multiplayer, this will be a great way to learn. And again, we'll talk more at the end what I think about the solo bot and what I think about, just some of the changes to the new version. All right, but let's get started. So the first thing we do every turn is we are going to play one card from our hand somewhere on our board. Now, for the first turn, you are actually going to play 2 cards. And normally your hand limit is 3, but we start with 4 cards at the beginning of the game, and there are ways to change your hand limit. There are ways to change other things. So let's talk about the 4 spots. You put somebody down here, they are going to be like a worker, I forget exactly what they're called, but like an assistant that is going to help you out. And they just give you whatever bonus is written on the bottom. You put it on the left, and it's going to give you goods that you get to get every turn. Free goods that come out. You put it on the right, it's called a burrow extension. And what that does, or an extension, and that does cost. These are the only cards when you play them, they actually cost you something. Oops, let me move this bag a little bit so I have some room for my extensions. So when you play over here, the first time it costs you 1 resource, then 2 unequal resources, and that includes money, victory points. Had that reversed, silver is the money, the gold thing is the victory points, or any of these other goods as well, whether they're non-processed or processed. So if you put something over here, that is going to cost you something to do that. And then to put it up top does not cost you anything. And again, these are goals you are trying to achieve. So one thing I want to do, I'd like to get to 3 crates pretty quickly. The other option for me, though, would be putting money up here. Getting to 6 money up here would be another thing I'd love to do early in the game. Those are a little bit at odds to each other because, again, if I want to put a card under the right here, it's not necessarily going to help me with fulfilling these contracts. But I think I want to focus on those 2 things, at least right now. Although, again, they'll be a little bit at odds to each other. So I'm going to play this one right here to the right side of my board. But first, actually, increase your hand limit by 1. That's not the one. When you play a card as a farm extension, take a victory point. I'm just going to play that right here. So what does that mean? We talked about the farm extensions on the right here. So whenever I play a card over here, I'm going to get a victory point, which I am going to do right now. And the reason I'm playing this one is it gives me 3 benefits, and we'll talk about all the benefits and even the possible benefits you could get on the right side here. All right, so what are the benefits you get for this card? Number 1, it's a little off, sorry. This was my own doing, by the way. They gave me a perfectly functional mod, but I don't think you put cards under, so that's why I unlocked the board. But anyway, they're kind of lined up. So now my hand size, instead of being 3, has gone up to 4. Now, usually you can make an extra delivery at the end of the turn for 1 silver. Now I can make a second delivery at the end of the turn for another silver. So I could spend 2 silver to make 2 deliveries. And normally you have an income of 0 money. Now I'm going to have an income of 1 silver a turn. All right, so I've played my 2 cards. Now I do have to pay for this. Remember, I have to pay one of my resources. I am actually going to pay a victory point. They start you with a silver and a victory point at the beginning of the game. But remember, when you play a card as an extension, take a victory point. Well, how do you do? Thank you very much. All right, so now I got a victory point. So now we're looking at the turn order. First thing, I play cards. Normally it's 1, but this turn it was 2. And then I draw a card from this deck of, again, 62 left in minus the 4. So it's 67 cards. Each one unique. I'm going to draw another card, but actually my hand size isn't 3 anymore. It's up to 4, so I'm going to draw 2 more cards. So 2 more options for me to play later in the game. So that is literally phase 1, the first thing you do. Next thing you do, a lot easier. You get your income. Well, my income's real easy right now. I get 1 silver. So I'm up to 2 silver. Yay! And then step 3. So if I had put something on the left side here, let's say I put this wheat over here, and you'll see this is just a wheat marker. I could, put one of these exact same markers over here. Counts as a wheat. So if I had done that, and again, I could put wheat here too. These are kind of more permanent, and we'll talk about all this later on as we get into the game. So, but if I had put a wheat card here, then I would immediately produce a free wheat here. The other option, and then that works for grapes. You'll notice this one gives you a grapes. This one gives you grapes. This one gives you olives. And then if you notice on the right, there's little pig spots too. And I'll explain that. So that's the only thing I didn't get with my market extension was a pig. Now, if I have 2 pigs already on my board, they would breed at that point, and then again, I would need a pen to place it. You can't immediately buy or sell that. But speaking of buying or selling, you can buy or sell any of these things as the game goes on. So as free actions, I could pay 5 money to buy myself a new pig. At any point, except when pigs are breeding, I could sell one of my pigs for 3 money. Same works for these resources. Grapes you buy for 4. Wheat and olives you buy for 3. You can sell them for 1 or 2 at the end of the game. And then now, if you produce them on your farm, you are unable to sell them. But if you get them over here, and we'll talk about ways to do that, then you will be able to sell them later on. Then for 3 money, you could take grapes and turn it into wine. Or for 2 money, you could take either of these resources and turn it into food. And then the pigs over here, you could spend 4 money to turn them into meat. You'll notice there's a star here. Also, there are some star actions throughout the game, which we will talk about when we get there. All right, but we are still in the income step, so we don't get any income here. So again, left, we would just get them. Right, if you had 2 pigs, you get them. Now we have the option to buy a roof tile. What the heck is a roof tile, you say? Very good question, I say. You spend this money to get this roof tile, and it will give you that resource. You don't have to do it now. You can do it whenever you want. So this, again, gives you 2 not equal goods from the left side of your board. This gives you a pig, and this just costs you 1 money. So, of course, I'm going to spend that 1 money, even though I'm kind of trying to collect money. Worst case scenario, I could turn it in for these resources that I could sell. So I could sell a pig for 3. Sell these for 2, and I wouldn't have to sell all of them. So I'm going to actually take the 2 uneven resources. Now, normally this would happen in player order, and player order is determined by this siesta track over here, and we'll talk about it. But in a multiplayer game, the only thing you have to know is if I move up 3 spots on the siesta track, not only will I get a victory point at the end of the round, so this determines victory points, but it also determines first player. So if I get to the 3rd spot, then I will become the first player for the next round. I did start in the first round of this game as the first player, but that was just randomly determined, which means I got the lower market stall in the middle of the board at the beginning of the game as well. All right, so I have we have completed our setup. So I did decide to buy that. Again, I don't have to flip it over now. So these go up. So this is how, there are 6 rounds in the game. This is how you track the rounds. Every time you're going to put new roof tiles in. And so we can get rid of this. The AI will just take that one. We will get rid of this as the game goes on. You can get better and better ones. Or actually, they're worse. They cost more. So these cost 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But they actually give you less and less benefits as the game goes on. But this is worth a decent amount of victory points because you'll get victory points as you cover these spots up. So the next one I buy. So the earlier you buy them, the better because it's cheaper and you get better benefits. But you might not have that money either. And so the last spot is worth 4 victory points, which is a decent number of victory points in this game. So you typically want to fill in all your roof spots. So that was buying a roof. We are done phase 1. So normally you could do the first 3 things by yourself. It's kind of collecting income and building up your own board, but the roof tiles are going to be done in player order. Next thing we're going to do, this is the most interactive part of the game, and this is where a lot of the interesting parts of the game come. We're going to roll these dice, and we're going to put them next to their spots. Now, it says to put them on the outside. I'm just going to do it here because it's a little easier to see. But this will give us a bunch of stuff. And unfortunately for me, I was really, really, really hoping to get this 4 money spot right here. Remember I said I was going to go for the money early on? Well, I did not get enough money. This will give me 2 money. And then I guess I could sell these animals for 3 total. From this, I could also get 4 money from getting rid of my goods. So I'm not like out of luck here, but it's certainly not what I was hoping for from that roll. But I have more options to go here. So the first thing I can do is I'm going to pick a dice. So in turn order, you pick 1 die. Now, if I was second player, which will probably happen on the second turn if I don't go up this siesta track, the AI is going to get to go first. And if they go first, then they then they are going to take the first choice of dice. The way the AI works is for the first 3 rounds, they always take the lowest numbered dice first. So they take the 1 before the 2, before the 3, etc. In the second half of the game, they're always going to take lowest first. So from rounds 4 through 6, they always start at the bottom, taking upward. So I know in this situation for sure that they're going to take the 1 unless I do. Now, I don't want the 1. I want this 2 here. And let's look at why. So I have a couple different things I can get. I can either obviously just get one of the resources. And if I'm just going for money, actually 1 would probably be the better play here. Because then I'd get a pig, which, as a reminder, I could sell for 3. So if I just care about money, the pig is actually the better play. Maybe I do just care about money. What I was thinking is I want to take the 2, because this allows me to play a card from my hand. I can either draw a card or play a card, which would let me get extra income, extra deliveries. It would let me get one of these things, options over here. It could get me free resources every turn. Playing an extra card is pretty good. I could get this grape, which I get free every turn. I could put a roofer in. Oh my gosh, what's a roofer? When you receive a resource from a roof marker, you may immediately deliver it to a craft building or market barrow. So when I get these, I could immediately deliver them either to the board here. These are the market barrows, or I could deliver them to one of my cards that I have here. Oh, that is really good, but that's only from roof tiles, so I'd have to hold off on using that. But if I did build the roofer and something else, then I can immediately play those goods. That's real good. So this is just, this one gives you a card also. It gives me the same stuff I got on my starting card. So I think I kind of want to play a card, but then again, I kind of want a pig. You know what? I'm just going to take this. I'm going to take this 1, not going to overthink it. I'm going to get a pig, and I'm going to work on getting those major deliveries there. So pigs, everything else is unlimited number of spots, but pigs are limited. You'll see by the spots here, there's only 2. You can only have 2 pigs in your initial setup or in your initial building. So I'm going to go ahead and take the pig marker. The AI then takes this die, does nothing with it, but just gets rid of it. So now I could take 2 uneven goods, or I could deliver something. So whenever you see a donkey, that means a delivery. That means you take something, like in this case a coin or a pig, and you put it on a spot. So I could put it over here. Again, I could put my trade good over here, or I could start putting coins over here. So how many coins am I going to get? I got 1 already. I can get 3 more there, and I can get 4 more here. So I am going to focus on, I'm just going to sell this pig right now. You can do buy or sell at any point. I get 3 money. 1, 2, 3. I am also going to get rid of this trade good right now and get 4 money. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, I'm up to 8. I need 6 to make this work. So I'm going to try to get this done. So I'm going to take this bottom one, which is a delivery, put it over here. So that's my second option. And I'm going to take the donkey, which lets me do a delivery. So I'm going to take 1 off of my money, and I'm going to deliver 1 of these. Now, in a multiplayer game, any row works. Each row is just for a different player. So you kind of take 1 row, and you go where you want. We got Kira out there. Kira says, thanks for the stream. Thank you, Kira, for giving us access to this. This is, I was saying earlier, one of my favorite games that I've played. I love La Granja. It is excellent. So thank you so much for remaking it in such a beautiful edition. And even though it's been in the base game, now again, there's a lot of expansions. I am so looking forward. This game is ripe for expansions. You can see this base game is pretty straightforward. A lot of tactical choices, but the gameplay is not overly complex. But yeah, I am so. First of all, I love the shrinking board and how clean the board looks. I love the looks of it. And I love the idea of expansions to make this game. So you'll notice there's like these big spots right here. Those are going to be for buildings later on. I don't even know what they do, but I'm excited to learn more about them. I have the rules for all the modules, so I know they're out there. But I'm looking forward to exploring a lot of what you all have done with this one. All right, so when I took that 6, I did a delivery. I delivered a coin out here. Again, each player gets their own row for these deliveries. Again, these are already closed down, so I can't use that. So that got me 1 coin in my deliveries there. And again, my goal is to get all 6, because then I get 3 coins back and 3 coins a turn. So definitely looking forward to get that done early. Unfortunately, I had to get rid of one of my market goods to do it, which is not great. But I also still have this one that I can do, which gives me, free resources as well. All right, where am I at? So I took my second one, so the AI is going to take their second one. So we each got to take 2 actions. And you're like, well, wait a minute, there's an extra dice there. What's going on? So in a multiplayer game and in a solo game, in a multiplayer game, everyone gets that last die. So whatever is left over, everyone at the table gets to do, which is awesome. In this situation, I get to do it in addition to the 2 I chose. AI, of course, would do it too, but they don't do anything. So I get 2 uneven goods. And you know what? I'm going for the expensive grapes down here, because why wouldn't I? They sell for more, and I don't know that money is going to be an issue. But now let me start looking at these contracts, because I'm going to want to start fulfilling them. So this one needs food and olives. This needs wheat, pigs, and wine. This needs grapes and wheat and pig and meat and wheat. So a lot of wheat in these contracts. So I'm going to go ahead and get wheat as my other option. So again, everybody got to do this 3. They get 2 uneven. Remember, that is also my special ability. And because I have this roofer here, I may, not guaranteed, but may wait to try to play that roofer before I flip this over. Because when I get those resources, again, I can put them right out on these contracts or right out to here, which is a huge benefit because I'm not then looking for donkeys for everything. All right, so I am done phase 2, which is the major portion of the game where you're gonna make your, well, that's not true. Every single step of this game has a ton of tactical choices. I almost said that like phase 2 is the tactical choices. No, it happens every phase. So now we in secret choose one of these cards. So we know what donkeys do. They deliver. So if I get 4 donkeys, I can deliver 4 of this silver right up here, which would be excellent. But why would I want hats? What's hats? Hats moves you up the siesta track. And that, again, moves us closer to being first player. If I get up to 3, I will be first player next round. If I don't, they get to choose their dice before me, which I don't necessarily love. And you'll notice on the left side here, as you move up, if you move up 2 spaces, you get a victory point. If you move up 2 more, you get 2 victory points. You can get victory points for moving up this siesta track as well as messing with turn order. But right now, all I care about is deliveries, so I'm going to choose this tile. Now, once you choose it, this is not going to be available to me for rounds 2 or 3. At the end of round 3, we get all our tiles back, and then for the second half, again, same choice. I'm going to get to use each of these once. So, a lot of interacting mechanisms here, as you can see. Do I move up the siesta track? Lots of choices again in every phase. So we would do this secretly so no one would know, because I might have moved up the siesta track over here a couple times from drawing that 5 dice. So I might be ahead on the player turn order again in a multiplayer game. Here we're just trying to get to 3, but in a multiplayer game you never know what other people are looking to do. So Q Parker says, is there a hand limit of cards you can hold? So during the phase, no. You can draw. So again, if you take this draw a card action, which is here, or draw a card action here, which by the way, remember, it's not just draw a card. You can either draw a card to your hand or play a card from your hand to your board. During your turn, you do not worry about hand limit. Nothing matters. The only time hand limit matters is right here, the beginning. So after you play your card, you draw back up or discard down to your hand limit, which is normally 3, but I have a 4th one because again, I got this market extension over here. Michael Newsom answered, no hand limit. No. Well, yes and no. Again, we kind of covered that right there. All right. So first thing we do is pick a tile. Then we look at the siesta track and redo the turn order. So this is also a super interesting part of the game. Sometimes you are trying to beat people here. You will see, I'll explain in a minute why that might be. But if you're trying to beat someone there, turn order switches based on your number of deliveries, but you get less deliveries if you take higher turn order. If you do things to give you higher turn order, you get less deliveries. So it's real interesting. And I did notice that there is a module also that messes with these tokens. But yeah, again, one of the cool mechanisms of this game. That's why this game's so cool. So the first thing we're going to do is our deliveries. Now, again, when you look at each of these steps, this is each player. So each player does 1, then each player does 2, then each player does 3, then each does 4. So we're all doing things simultaneously. So first player is going to do all their deliveries. Then the first player, starting with the first player again, you can pay for deliveries. And I'll show you why in a minute this is important and how you do all that. But first thing, I get 4 deliveries. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 less coins. With my 4 deliveries, and I'm going to get 1, 2, 3, 4 of these tokens. Let's go ahead and put them on the board. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh man, I am 1 short. What do I do? Don't worry, we're about to get to that. So that was normal deliveries. Now everybody else would take their turn. Now I guess I should take the 3 marker, by the way. So, because I am going to be second player next turn. So I should have done that already. But now I get to pay for deliveries. How many can I pay for? Right here. I have 1 innately. Everybody has 1 innately. And then I could do a second one if I wanted. So it does cost me a coin to make that delivery. And then 1 coin is what I am delivering. So boom, that is my 6th coin delivered here. All right. So when I complete something, when anybody completes something, first thing you do is you put it over here. That means I have completed this. This barrow is done. Market barrow. I take all the rest of my markers back. Those are all back. Then, because I was the first one to complete it, I get a victory point. Yay, victory points. If I drop it here, that's not going to work. No. All right, I'm just going to do this and delete it. All right, so that's the next thing. Because I was the first one to complete, I get that. I'm going to keep going. There's more stuff I do here. But first, I'm going to take this. This gives me an immediate benefit of 3 coins. 1, 2, 3. And you flip it over. You put it on your board. Now during income phase, I'm going to get 3 coins during phase 1. See, there's a little 1 there. I'm going to get 3 coins during phase 1 every single turn, in addition to this coin I have here. So I'm going to be loaded the rest of the game, which means I might want to get more donkey cards that let me spend money to deliver them. Because the other thing money is good for, don't forget though, is getting these roof tiles every turn. So there's a couple options for things you might want to do with money. But that's not all. Oh, that's not all. Then we're going to unlock a new space. So now this piggy space is available. No longer out of the game. We can now start delivering pigs. And because I am the one who unlocked it, I get a victory point for that as well. Which you put the victory points out on the board. I mean, first of all, in the real game, you're not going to have a counter. But second of all, it'll just remind you to get those bonuses. So that's why you'd want to do that under setup. Okay, so that's that. So I've completed this one. I can no longer deliver coins. There's no reason for me to go back here, but I have delivered coins over here. Now, I am done with all of the deliveries. Now, that's not true. I could deliver one more thing, but I don't really have, well, I could start, you know what? For 1 coin, because I know I'm going to have a ton of coins, right? I'm going to spend 1 coin, and I'm going to deliver, I'm going to start delivering to here, because why not? Right? I'm going to deliver, So you don't have to go to the same place over and over. You could choose different places to go to with each of your deliveries. That's why I was saying earlier, this roofer card is so good because I'm getting resources from this roofer. So when you receive resource from a roof marker, you may immediately deliver it to a craft building or a market barrow. Craft buildings are over here where you get victory points for doing, one more thing I almost forgot. You get victory points for clearing this too. So you get victory points based on the round. So this is not great. It's only round 1, so I only get 1 victory point, but still something. So when you complete it, you get the victory point there. If you're the first, you get a victory point just for completing it. You get a reoccurring bonus every turn. And if you unlock something, you get a victory point for unlocking the next place. So lots of little victory points here and there. But the later you unlock these bonuses, you get the bonuses for less amount of time, but you get more victory points for unlocking it earlier in the game. All right, so forgot that last little bonus. I think that is it. So yeah, I did my last delivery. I paid my coin for that because I could buy 2. I did that. I did my 4. And then I had the extra one because I took it from this spot here when I took the 6 die. So this is an or. You can take a donkey or 2 coins here. Okay, so let's go into the end round. Now, I got to remind myself of something solo. I apologize for this. And the solo rules, of course, are all the way in the back of the rule book. I know I draw an AI card. I'm trying to remember when that happens. I actually think that happens now during deliveries, but let me just double check that. Actually, the best way to do that, I think, is this. And the rules are very clear. I will say that if you don't understand any of the tiles, they have them all explained here, like the craft markers, things like that. The rule book is super duper clear. The player aid might not be clear your first time, but definitely becomes clear as you play the game. All right, so let's look at solo real quick. The neutral player removes as many markers of the player as possible. Okay, so they're actually going to go first. It's transportation, that's this step here. All right, so revenue phase. All right, so transportation phase. This is another place they interact with us. So we draw the top card, and we look at the top of the card. And we see that they are placing on a 5 building. So we take one of their markers, and they're going to take one of these out here that's on a 5. Now they want to place next to me if possible. Because if they place next to me, they actually remove mine. And typically in a multiplayer game, they would get a victory point for that. But they've also taken away my ability to get victory points as well. So it's kind of a mean game in the middle here where you do remove other people's stuff. They are first player for the next round. So because of that, they would have done that right here before I think I delivered stuff. I think, yeah, they would have gone first in delivering. As soon as we changed player order, they should have done that. So I apologize for getting a little out of order. But now you're going to score 1 victory point for every market stall you have. Well, I don't have any market stalls anymore. So no victory points for me there. Then you get victory points based on the siesta track. That's during the same time. Again, I am not up to the point where I can get victory points, so no victory points there. Then you move all the markers back down to the 0 place. So we're going to reset the siesta track every single turn, and then you flip over new roof markers, and that means we're about to begin phase 2. Now, interestingly, the pig is the exact same benefit as round 1, but this is just worse. It's 1, not 2 unequal goods. It's only 1. So the pig is actually better here. Now, thankfully, the AI does not take these from us, so we don't have to worry about it. But I get to play a card to my board. I really want to play this roofer card. You know what? I am. I'm just going to play the roofer card and hope, beyond hope, that I get another opportunity to, oops, get out of here, dice. Hope beyond hope that I get another opportunity to play a card. So I need to roll a 2 over here because I'd love to play a market barrel card or one of my cards as a card over here. That way I can start fulfilling contracts. Again, as soon as I flip over the roof tiles, I will start fulfilling contracts. All right, so we did phase 1. I'm going to go a little bit faster here. Played cards. Now we draw up to my hand size of 4. So let's go ahead and do that. Then we get our income. Oh, yes, we do. 3 coins plus 1 coins is 4 coins. So I'm up to 7. Now, these aren't victory points at the end of the game. I don't think. I'll have to remind myself of end game scoring as well. But I don't think so. Normal player reference card would have it on the back, but actually I had to make this reference card myself for the TTS mod. But I'm going to have to look at end game scoring. I don't think coins, they might be worth something at the end, but they're definitely not worth like what this other stuff is worth. Okay, so let's go ahead. I am going to buy this piggy pig. Here, that cost me 2. 1, 2. Let's see. Oh, I would have put stuff on the outside. There was nothing for me to put on the outside. So then I can buy a roof tile. I did for 2. Because I have my roofer, it will awesomely, as soon as I flip it over, which again, these are anytime actions. So I've been playing Lost Ruins of Arnak today. That's one of my favorite things about that game. It's one of the coolest things about this too, is you just get different abilities like and different stuff in the free actions. They just add up and add up as the game goes on. All right, so now we are going to roll the dice, and the AI picks first. Now remember, they want to pick the lowest numbers because we are in the first 3 rounds. So, good, there's 2 twos. Awesome. That makes me super duper happy, and you will see why in a minute. Although, if you're paying attention, you know why. All right, so first things first, they're going to take a 2. Guess what? I'm taking a 2 as well. So that means I get to play one of these cards to the board. And which of these, so if I do this, I can do everything but 1 meat. Oh, and I have money, which means I could buy a pig, I turn it into meat. What are the other options down here? So they're going to take this die, unfortunately. So I'm just going to have the upgrade die. Oh, so for my 5 money, I could buy a pig. And oh, yeah. All right, I'm going to do all that. All right, you all will see what I mean later on. But I'm going to do some cool stuff, I think. So I think I'm going to be able to fulfill this card this turn, which is a 6 barrow. Where will I be able to put it? Oh, just next to the 5. I want to put it next to both and get rid of all your stuff. But I won't. 6 barrow is fine. All right, so, So I took the 2 die, and I'm going to play, I'm going to play this card. And I play it under my board. So only this stuff is showing, only the pertinent stuff. And again, I apologize. I kind of unlocked everything and messed up a little bit what's going on there. All right, so that is done. Oh yeah, roofer. All right, so they're going to take this die and do this thing. So I get to do this twice, actually. So I am going to, before I take this action, because I get to do it once as my action, and then once we're both going to do it. Before I take my action, though, I am going to first, let's flip this over so I don't get confused. I'm going to first flip these over. So I get a pig, but I'm going to immediately, because of my roofer, deliver it to one of the spots. I'm going to deliver it right there. Now I'm going to get 2 uneven goods. I'm going to get the wheat and the grapes, and again, immediately deliver them for free because of my roofer that I just put out this turn. Oh, such a good thing. Now, of course, these are limited spots, and these are limited down here as well. So those again, free actions that I just did in the middle of my turn. Now I'm going to choose, well, hold on. Then as another free action, I am going to buy myself a piggy, and that costs 5. Anytime the number is red, that means that's money you have to pay. I'm going to pay 5 to get a pig. Hello, piggy. Then I'm going to take this 5 die as my second dice option, and for that, I get to either upgrade 2 things, or I get an upgrade and a move up the siesta track, or 2 moves up the siesta track. What am I going to do? Oh, did I get a victory point when I put this roof tile here? We're going to pretend I did. No, I definitely didn't. So you start with 1 victory point. I got another one. I spent 1 and got 1, so I'm still at 1 after I played this. Then I get 1 for completing this, 1 because I was the first one, and 1 because I unlocked this. So that would have been 4. When I got my roof tile, it covered a 1 victory point spot. I should have gotten a victory point for that. So that puts me up to 5. So it is not easy, but you can go back and remember if you need to. All right, so that's a 5. All right, so I'm going to do 1 upgrade and 1 move up the siesta track. So I am moving on up, and I'm going to take this pig, and I am going to upgrade it to meat. No, it's not the nicest upgrade in the world, but it is upgraded. So we got Efron up there, says, I never heard of the original Granja. I backed it on Kickstarter. It seems like a game that my group will enjoy. It is an awesome Euro game. I actually have the original right here. One of my favorite games. Been playing it for, since it's come out. It's just so many tactical choices. It reminds me, Arnak, again, reminds me a little bit of it because of these like micro actions. I love it. And I don't know what makes me so happy about these universal markers. And I know they've done it with Terraforming Mars now, but like this was the original game that had just a deck of 1 million different cards that you could do 1 million different things with. And they were all unique, and they all had a different, thing you could do down here, and they all could be put on either side. And you have to, the torturous decisions every turn of what you're going to do with which cards you have in your hand are just, there's a lot of good to this game, but we'll get to that in the post-game discussion. And the new production is way better. I don't know. I may have to get the new one just because of the art upgrades to the game and because of all the expansions. Are you kidding me? Oh, so there's something in there for everybody. And I can't wait to try the solo bot because that for me, again, this is just the base game. This is exactly the same as it was in the original game for the solitaire version. I can't wait to see the bot. I do have the rules right here. I have not read them yet, but they looked like they were pretty intense. So, which is good. I mean, 14 pages of solo bot rules. That means there's something really going on there, which makes me happy, obviously, with the one-stop co-op shop. A lot of solo, a lot of co-op stuff. All right, so I've done that action once. Now I'm going to do it again because, again, everybody gets that last die. So everybody would be doing this simultaneously. Starting with the first player, I am going 2 spots up the siesta track. So that gets me all the way up to there, which, again, makes me happy. Alrighty. Now, we are done with that phase. Now we go on to choosing a tile. All right, so I have some things to look at here. There isn't much of a reason for me to jump way up on this track. Honestly, first of all, I am going to be first player for sure next turn. But second of all, like, unless I can jump up 4 spots, which there is no 4 hat option, then there's not really, I mean, 1 spot's as good as 4. And I have to take one with at least 1. The problem is, I also don't really have anything to deliver. If you look at my goods, I got no money left, so I can't buy goods. So maybe this roofer thing wasn't as good as I thought. Oh, I do have this to deliver. So I have 2 goods that I can deliver. So let's go ahead and just take this one, because that way I don't have to spend any extra money for extra deliveries, and I'll just get rid of the goods that I already have on my board. So I'm going to take the 2 delivery, 2 hat option. Then we do the hats and redo player order. Badink and redo player order. That means I'm going to be first for the next round, which means I get to do my delivery first. So before he puts his market barrow down, I'm going to do mine, which is actually a little unfortunate because I don't get to knock more of his stuff off, but that's okay. All right, I've got this good here. My first delivery, I will deliver this here. You know what? My first delivery, I'm not going to do that. It doesn't matter. I just want to get these both out of my head so I don't have to remember. First delivery I'm going to do here. Oh, it does matter because maybe, just maybe, I want to do these instead. Nah, that's fine. All right. So actually, I could have delivered up to 3 things this turn. That's okay. That's just more deliveries for future turns. Oh, now I'm regretting my decision. That's okay. All right. So that's 1 delivery, and we'll do the second one over here. So we got this meat. We're going to finish off this personal objective I had here. So I am going to get first a market good. Or a crate, sorry. Then one of these is going to go up onto the board in the 6th spot, and I get 6 victory points. Because this is a 6-pointer, so I get 6 victory points. So I go from 5 to 11. Badink, badink, badink. All right, and then this card goes away. All right, but I do get to put mine on a 6th spot on the board. So I can put it here and get rid of this 5, which I think is what I want to do. Or I could have put it here to get rid of this 3. Well, I can get rid of the 3 with a 4 or a 5 later on. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this. When I remove them from the board, I do get a victory point immediately. Badink, there's that. So Michael says there are so many free actions, which is both brain burning and fun. Well, yeah, I mean, as you can see, the actions are so simple, right? I'm choosing one of these. What am I going to deliver? I'm choosing one of these things. I get a dice. It tells you take 2 uneven goods, take whatever. Like, there's so much simple stuff in this game. Now I got this. I got again, a whole lot of options. It reminds me of Lost Ruins of Arnak. When you get those 3-point victory idols, do I move them up to get whatever? Do I move them up to get, a free spearhead or whatever else? So it reminds me a lot of stuff, but remember, this game was way before all of those. So, I mean, I don't know. It's just good, and the graphical update's great. I'm glad they didn't touch the rules. It didn't need it, but I'm glad they added a lot of expansions too, because there's so much you can do with such this basic, simple system. So I'm looking forward to reading more into those expansions myself. All right, so we are on to deliveries now. I did my 2 deliveries. I got my 6th thing. I put that 6th thing on the board. Done with all that. The AI now gets to put one on. So they're going to put it on a 5 as well. Now, they do have an AI priority order here. Neutral player removes as many markers of the other player as possible. Well, if they put a 5 next to my 6, their 5 doesn't remove my 6. You only remove numbers smaller than yours that you put in. So they're not doing that. All right, if there are several spaces that comply with this guideline, they place the marker in such a way that it is as difficult as possible to remove them, as far as possible from other markers or next to spaces being adjacent to higher numbered ones. If there is no marker of the player's marker, okay, so they are actually going to go here, which seems counterintuitive because it's like, well, that's right in the middle of the table. Why would they do this? Because this 5 is adjacent to an open 6 spot. So if I did this 6, then I would take theirs off. So this is more safe for them, even because I already have this 6 there, and this 6 ain't going anywhere. So because of that, we can do it. Now, I do believe, and it's been a while since I've had this situation happen, and I don't think it's going to happen here in a solo game. Like if I built another 6 here and then I built a third 6, or anybody built a third 6, because there are no 6 spots, I believe you get to remove, and we'll look the rule up if it ever comes up, one of these. So it is possible, I guess, to build there. I'll tell you for free, it's not going to happen. But, well, maybe I'm wrong. Who knows? All right. So, yeah, so this game can be a little bit mean in that way. All right, so now we are done placing all the market stuff on the board. We're going to score for each token we have on the board. I'm going to get 1 because I have 1 on the board. And score for this. So I get 2 victory points for being up on the siesta track. Ba-dink, ba-dink. Dink, dink. Dink, 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 dink. All right, so now we move those down to the bottom and flip over our new roof tiles. So the reason I'm not moving the AI one there, honestly, they don't even tell you in the rules to put it there, but I don't know why you wouldn't put it there. Just to remind you, you need to get to 3 to be the first player in the solo game. All right, so we're going to put out new roof tiles. Ooh, so that's a free upgrade or 2 coins. Huh. Well, we'll see. All right, going back to the top. Back to the top. Now, I only have 3 cards in my hand. But I'm going to draw back up to 4 in a minute. So, what do I want? Well, this one's super cheap and easy to get to the board. This is a 4, though, and I'll be able to knock off their 3 if I do the 4 here. Now, if I do it here or here, gosh, there's a million 4 spaces on this board. Yeah, this one is the safest because of this 5 here. So 4 contract looks good, but I could also just put these on the left and just get free resources. Literally every turn. I mean, I haven't shown you that, but if I put it on the left, I will be getting a free wheat. Literally every single turn for the rest of the game. Oh, and I could build this 5 here, which would be way safer. We're going to do the 4. We're going to do the 4. Oh, but that requires a pig, a food. It requires lots of stuff that I just don't have right now. And then olives. You know what? I'm going to show you this now. I will eventually, hopefully, I will eventually, hopefully show you, or I'll get another contract. But for now, that's what I'm doing. Now, what does my roofer say? When you receive a resource from a roof marker, you may immediately deliver it to a craft building. That says receive, so I assume it doesn't mean upgrade. But, for example, when I received the money, I could have moved it up there if it was earlier in the game. Again, no reason for me to go there now. All right, so the roofer's not going to do me much good, but if I'd done an extension, I'd get a victory point for doing that. But not doing that either. Okay. Let's get these dice in the middle here because I think it's time for that. Oh no, I gotta buy a roof. Oh no, I had to do a lot of stuff. So I just played that card. I do have to draw 2 cards to get up to my hand size. Ba-dink, ba-dink. And then I get my income. So my income is 3 4 coins. 1 2 3 4, which is very, very nice. And then I get to place markers on the outside of my board. Again, if I had 2 pigs and space, I could have another pig, but I do get this wheat for free. Now, the unfortunate part about this wheat is I don't think I can sell it. I'm 99% sure I can't. This wheat, if I get it here, I can sell, but this wheat, I either have to use or it won't refill next turn. I can't just like move it to here. Now, I could pay 2 or a star to move it to the middle as food, but I don't just automatically get to do that, unfortunately. All right, So that was that. I put them on the outside there, and then I can buy one. So of course I am 1, 2, 3. Buy an upgrade, or how much are these upgrades? I mean, it's 6 and 1/2 dozen the other. This is so the cheapest upgrade is 2. So there's no reason to get the coins unless I literally just need coins. So I bought that for 3. This one goes away. Oh, we've got some talky talk in the chat. So Efren says, oh no, we've already got that. Michael Newsom, I guess there's only one more thing. Have they released the rules for the new solo bot? No. And I asked them about it. I do have the rules. I have them right here. So they are done, but they are still in progress. So I think they're trying to balance it, things like that. I can tell you they are quite extensive. So I'm looking forward to playing it. I mean, it looks like there's a whole solo board. There are solo cards, instruction cards for the Automabot. There are difficulty challenge cards. So I'm just looking at the rules here. I promise them and I promise you that if I get my hands on the Solobot, that I will play this again before the end of the Kickstarter campaign with the new Solobot rules. So that's my, dedication to you and to, to them releasing the game. By the way, I should know the publisher of this game. Board and Dice. So that's my my promise to you and to Board and Dice is if they come up with the solo rules, then I will show off. Or if they give me the Automa, well, I got the rules. I just need the cards and boards and stuff, which I do not have access to yet. All right. All right. So where were we? Just bought a roof marker. Roll them dice. Roll the bones. All right. So 3 is going to be the first thing to go. I am first player, though. So I'm going to take one of the 3s. I'm just going to move it down here. I get 2 uneven goods. And let's see. What am I trying to do this turn? I'm trying to do... Where was the 4 one? This one's the 4. So I need olives for sure. Let's go ahead and do an olives. And then, I don't think I can get pigs with this, right? No. So I'm going to do grapes, because grapes are more expensive, and because I already have a wheat over here. So I'm going to do grapes, because I can always sell grapes for 2 if I need money. And again, you could sell them for 2 even when it's time to buy roof tiles, if you wanted to. Oh, don't forget, I covered up 2 victory points there, so I do get 2 victory points for that. Where am I? All right. So that was my first take. Again, we're still in the first 3 rounds, so they still take from the lowest number first. So if I want coins, I got to do it now. If I don't care about coins, which I don't think I do, man, I really wanted to be able to play a card. I can't do that, but I really don't care about a donkey delivery either. Or, a free upgrade wouldn't be terrible. All right, so the only way, I mean... No reason not to do this, it looks like. All right, so I'm going to take 4 coins. 1, 2, 3, 4. I may, haven't decided yet, may do a situation where I use one of these to play a card from my hand. Haven't decided yet, but they are going to take the lowest number dice, so they took the upgrade from me. Well, that was not the smartest thing I've ever done. So I'm going to take this for either delivery. All right. Oh, we all do this. Again, we all do the last dice. I am going to use this market good to be able to play a card. And I'm going to play this one right here. So I can start doing some deliveries. All right. So then when I do this, I will go ahead and take a delivery. And I will deliver the olives. Badink. And then I will go ahead and flip this over to turn this into food. So now I got to deliver a food and a pig. I don't have a pig. Uh-oh. I do have 5 money. All right. So there's that. Oh, man. I should have paid attention to that, shouldn't I have? What did I get? Oh, I got the ability to play that card. I wouldn't even be able to play it. All right. So pig it is. All right. Well, this would give me, if I do here, I only have 4 left. I could have done 1 here. So I could have delivered this olive up here instead. Then I wouldn't have had to flip this. So let me rethink this. Because actually, this is looking way better to me right now. Because this is not only a free resource now, including pig, but it is literally a free resource every single turn during phase 1, which seems real good. So yeah. So I'm not going to spend my market good. Not going to put this one in. I don't need to do any of that. I'm going to take this delivery here, and I'm going to put it on the olive space here. And again, I still have this wheat here, and I still have this grapes. So grapes, wheat. So all I need is literally 1 olive to be able to do this. So I can either spend 3 money, or I can use this market good to get 2 uneven things. I think I'm going to spend the 3 money for now. We'll see, but we're not there yet. So I need 3 more deliveries. So I am going to take this card with the 3 deliveries because we're done with the dice now. We're off to deliveries. All right, so I move 1 up on the siesta track, which gets me literally nothing. No victory points, and I know I'm not going to be first player. So I move 1 up on the siesta track, but I do get to do 3 deliveries. So we'll start with this one, which is a grapes. And we'll deliver it to here. Then our second delivery, we will deliver this wheat that was out here on our field. So our second one. Third one, I need an olives. So again, any of these actions, we can take at any point. I'm going to spend 3 money. 1, 2, 3 to immediately produce one of these, and then I'm going to deliver it. Boom. Done and done. All right, so let's go through the steps. First things first, I get this, and I will take this victory point. I will add it in a minute. Then I take this. No, I don't take this. I'm done with all that. Done with all these. All right. Then I'm going to take this. I will keep it here to remind myself. But I get to now unlock Market Stall 2, which gets me another victory point. And this is no longer there. So now we have more options for delivering. And finally, whatever round it is, that's how many victory points I am. We are in round 3. The only way to track that, by the way, is whatever roof markers are left. So we're in round 3, so I get 3 victory points. 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to get 1, 2 more for these. 1, 2. All right, we'll get rid of those. And then I'm going to get this. Now, in the original game, these were, I think you could flip them over and they would be hidden victory points. I believe in the new one, they're different sizes. I don't know if that's true or not, though. They appeared that way in the rulebook for me, but I don't have a physical prototype, so I don't know. So maybe these aren't hidden anymore the way they were in the original game. All right, but I'm going to get 1 good of my choice, and then I'm going to get 1 good of my choice every turn as income. So good. Maybe I get pigs. Do I need pigs? I need crates. What kind of goods do I need here? I kind of need some pigs and meat and yeah, maybe. So to go in this new space, I need a little bit of everything, including pigs, silver, and this gets me 2 victory points immediately. And then whenever I complete any of these in the future, I get 2 more victory points. Now I've already completed 2 of them. How many more am I actually going to complete? I don't know. So I get the pig one, which gets me 1 times the number of, I don't even remember what those things are. Wheelbarrows? Oh, those are, no. We can look at it in the rules. Again, the rules are very clear. Here we go. So this is going to get me the Butcher. The Butcher provides the player with a bonus victory points when scoring a market barrow. So that's these. So I get bonuses for scoring those. When a marker is taken, the player immediately takes victory points equal to the number of market barrows they have on their farm. So you immediately get them for cards you have up here when you take this immediately. So 1 victory point per, up to 3. And then normally the Butcher is used in step 3, the transportation phase. All right, so then it'll get you 1 per that you already have, and then every time you complete one, you get another victory point. So The pig one gets you for completing contracts, basically. Interesting. But again, they try to get you to hold out, because the more you hold out, the better. But then, you get points for these every turn. So it's so many tough choices. All right, so I've done all my deliveries. I'm done with that. So the question then becomes, where was I here? All right, so I'm back over here. What type of good do I want? I'm going to get a pig. So with this, I'm immediately taking a pig. And then during the income phase, I can take another pig and then produce a baby, but I got to have a spot here for him. That's the trick. So I could turn this card into, and that's the only one I have that has a spot for that. It also gives me extra hand size and an extra spot or an extra delivery if I pay for it. So some interesting choices there. All right. Well, I am all done with all of this right now. Okay, so we are done with that. We get points for everything we have on the board. I have 1, so let's take 1 point for that. Then on the siesta track, I got nothing. Move yourself to the bottom and put out the next 2 tiles. Now, at this point, we also, because we passed this spot, we get all of these options back again. So literally, you've seen half the game. Now you're about to see the second half of the game. And then I'm going to have to go to endgame scoring with you, because honestly, I played it the other day, but I mean, those are things that don't always stick in your mind. Oh my gosh. I now have my roof tiles stuck under here because Tabletop Simulator. Love Tabletop Simulator. Anybody who's seen my streams knows. Well, I mean, look, there's problems with Tabletop Simulator like anything else. I'm glad they removed their chat. I know the whole controversy around it. I'm not going to get into the politics of it. Bottom line is I am glad that they removed their chat. At least it's a step. But yeah, stuff like this sometimes drives me crazy. That's why they locked the boards in originally. But if the boards are locked in, you can't put stuff under it. So that's no good either. So I like putting stuff under it. I think it's fun. Anyway, all right. Oh, and I just lost these 2 roof tiles again. That's okay, because I got more 1s and 2s. I got 1s and 2s for days, Tabletop Simulator. Can't mess with me. All right. Now, we got new ones. Ooh. So this is get yourself up on the siesta track, and this is a good of your choice. And remember, when I get a good of my choice, because of the roofer, I get to place it out. So I'm definitely taking that one. All right, so place new roof tiles out. We're there. We are back to the beginning. I can play 1 card. I'm not even going to think about it. I'm doing a pig. Now remember, for an extension, under everything. For an extension, I've got to pay now 2 unequal things. Well, clearly one of them is going to be a victory point. You know what? The other will be a silver, just because I don't want to worry about all that. Now going forward, I'm going to have to start getting rid of pigs, wine, grapes, that other stuff. But right now, that's all I have to pay. Doot doot. All right. Under. Seriously? Under. Like all the way under. Under. There we go. Under. Boom. Done. All right. TTS, I got you. All right. Okay. So I have now played that market expansion. I paid for it because of my basket weaver. You may play a card from as a farm extension, take a victory point. So I get that victory point I spent right back. Thank you. Now I draw back up to my hand size, which is now not 3, but 5. So I got 2 more cards. I don't need such a giant hand size, but it gives me options, which doesn't make me sad. All right. So now we are to income. So now we're looking at these income things here. I get 3, 4 still. So 4 money. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 money makes me happy. Now, I also get a good. I am going to take a pig with this. When I take a pig, that you'll see in a minute why I did that, and that's why I put that market extension there. All right, so now I get to put stuff on the outside. So this wheat, I automatically get to fill because it's empty. This one I don't automatically fill, but because I have a breeding pair of pigs, I get a pig, a free pig. Whenever you have a breeding pair, you get a free one. Boom. So Efren says, I never paid attention to the chat on TTS, but I'm not surprised by what I read in the news. Yeah, TTS chat's never good. I mean, honestly, I've always had it off anyway. Look, there's good things and bad things with everything in this world, but let's just say I am glad if there's anything that people are saying, if there's any chance to cyberbully or do whatever, I'm glad they're removing that as an option, right? Like, why would you give it? I get it that you might want to schedule games with people, but there's so many online forums for doing that. You do a Discord server, like our Discord server. You know, we play not only cooperative games. I know for a while they were playing Gaia Project like it was their job. No, stop, board. So no. I mean, there's plenty of places. If you want to find an online community to, schedule games, you're going to be able to do it. I'm sure there'll be meetup groups and stuff like that. I mean, the reason I love TTS, you'll see us stream every Friday night. I'm playing with somebody, Marvel Champions, I'm playing every Friday with somebody who lives in Texas. Saturday night, you might see a stream. During Corona, it gave us an opportunity to do it. Even though it's my local game group with Jerry and Mike, it also lets me play with Jerry and Mike when we're scared of Corona. Like this week, Jerry's going into work 2 days. He said he might not feel comfortable coming over, so we might play over TTS or Board Game Arena. I mean, there's several different options, obviously, but I like the options. I know some people are scared of it or don't think the controls are intuitive. I've played it so much now that it's pretty second nature to me, and I think it comes quicker than you think it would. But anyway, this isn't a TTS talk. This is a talk about La Granja. So it makes me excited that I got to do that. Now I get to buy a roof. So I'm going to spend a 4. And I'm going to buy... Do I want a free hat? It's a free hat one time. No, I'm taking a good. I know a good's not worth 4. Remember my first tile? It was get 2 goods for 1 money. This is ridiculous. All right, so I get 3 victory points now. Now, I don't have to buy the 5. I can buy the 6, but I only have 1 more spot for roof tiles. So you're not going to necessarily buy 1 every round, but yeah, it gives you different options. You don't have to buy. But again, the later you buy, the more expensive it is and the worse it is. So I try to buy as much as possible early with these. And certainly getting the 3 gold income a turn has helped me do that, no question about it. Efren says, that's what we do. We use Discord while playing TTS. Yeah, I don't know why you'd ever need to chat. Now, they still have in-game chat, I believe. Now, again, I don't know why you'd ever do it. There's a million different ways to do chat. But, again, I'm done with TTS. Again, it's a good tool. I'm using it for what it is. All right, now, we are in the second half of the game. Just as a reminder, they are now going to start at the bottom. So they're going to take the donkeys. They're going to take our delivery options first, our upgrading options, siesta options. So, and I am first player. There's no way. I only got 1 last time. I forgot to change player order. Oh, you know what else I forgot to do last turn? I forgot to put them a market barrel on the board. So let's see where they would have gone. Messed that up. Sorry, everybody. So they would have gone to a 5. So blue would have gone to a 5. So they're going here. So which makes this 4 actually pretty safe for me right now because they'd have to go there first. All right. So yes, they were first. So they're going to take first. They're going to take this 6. So that was there. Do I want the 4? No, I don't want the money. So what's 1? 1's a pig. I got a bazillion and a half pigs. So do I want to do a delivery? I really want a 2. I really want to be able to play a card. You're driving me crazy here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this trade good to play a card from my hand. And I want a big old honkin' delivery. So I need something with wheat. I guess this isn't a big delivery, but this would at least let me use my wheat and my pig. Although I don't necessarily need to deliver it this round. If I start working on a delivery like this one, it'll still be in there, and then when I finish this, I'll get victory points, and I can start sending my pigs up here too. Huh. Decisions. All right. Well, I am going to put up this one then. So that was my market good. I used it to play a card. All right, now I still got to take a dice and do something. Do I want to start delivering? If I deliver, that means I can move further up the siesta track and make sure I'm first for next round. Do I even care about that? I mean, do I care about any of this stuff? Not really. So I'm going to take the 6 and do a delivery. I'm going to deliver a wheat to here. Because why wouldn't I do that? All right. And then while I'm at it, I'm going to flip this one over to turn this pig into meat stuffs over here. All right, and then I can get a good of my choice. Now, if I do that, I immediately get to deliver it. So I got that going for me. Well, wheat I'm going to get anyway, so I may as well do that for grapes, right? And grapes are the most expensive of these goods on this side. So yeah, I'm going to flip that over for a grape and just freely deliver it now. Now again, I can do this at any point. I don't have to do it now. They're going to take from the bottom, so they're going to take the coins. So I get 2 number 1s, which unfortunately is 2 pigs. Unfortunately and fortunately, I guess. So certainly 1 pig I can put here. And the other one I have to sell immediately 1, and then I'll get it back. So I'm going to sell 1 for 3 money. 1, 2, 3. And then I get another pig. So was it smarter for me to take the 4 coins one? Absolutely, but I didn't have the choice because I wasn't first player. And they would have taken the free delivery. So yeah, it is what it is. Okay. We are to... When I could deliver 3 pigs this turn. Could I have... Oh, I could have delivered a pig here to start that up. All right. Always things to think about. Let's see what's going on here. Deliveries. So I want to deliver at least my 3 pigs. So again, if I'm not going all the way up, then who cares? I don't need to go up any amount, right? So I could put the meat up too. So let's just do our 4 delivery this time. Done. So then we redo the turn order. That's not going to change. So they go first. Don't forget this. Flip over the AI card. They are going to get a 5 burrow. Oh man. They are all over this place here. So when they get another 5 burrow, we'll have to read. Like, I thought I was like, oh, that's never going to happen. Well, maybe it will. So I might have to read the rules on that. All right. So they did that. Now I get to do my deliveries. I get to do 4, and then I could buy up to 3 more. So let's start with the meat. That's 1. Pig is 2. Another pig is 3. I actually don't want 4 deliveries, do I? What the heck was I thinking? I could deliver a coin up here. Yeah, I'll do that. Let's go ahead and deliver a coin. So I go down 1 on the coins, and that'll be my 4th delivery to deliver the coin up here. Now, one thing I didn't say is that this is time sensitive. So if I buy this, if I complete this first, and then I complete this in the same round, I do not get both, unfortunately. So I don't get the ongoing bonus for this if I do it right away. So considering there's only 2 more rounds, I kind of wanted to do that this turn, huh? Yeah, mistakes were made. That's okay. It is what it is. I'm sticking with it. Let's keep going. All right, so I score victory points equal to siesta track, which is 0. I do get points for everything I have on the board, which is 1. Badink. Oh, that's a coin. I don't get a coin for that. And then we move her down to the bottom. I've already got it at the bottom. Then we bring out the 5 tiles. Yeah, so this is just, again, choice of one or the other. Like I said, the options get worse as the game goes on. All right, 2 more rounds left in the game. All right, so I'm going to play something. Again, I want to play cards out here because when I complete this, I'm going to get victory points equal to the number of these spots I have filled. Unfortunately, I still can only play 1 a turn. I'm going to have pigs. I want something with wheat, so let's do this. All right, I'm playing that one. Under. Yes, I know this is the wrong number, but again, these things apparently keep disappearing below the board, so it's just going to be what it is. If it's going to be, it'll be. All right, so that's free to play up here. The only spot that costs anything to play is over here, but how many cards do I get? 3, 4, 5. So I get to draw 2 cards. Lots of options. Lots of options. Which is nice because, you know, I got stuff. Now, the roofer will let me immediately place that thing down, whichever one I get. So something to think about. I need wheat for this. I need wheat for this. But I can certainly do stuff that doesn't require wheat. Now, I don't want to build too many 2s because they're just going to knock it off. So maybe we'll think about stuff like that. All right, but done with that part. Now it's time for income. My income is still 3, 4 for money. 1, 2, 3, 4. And my income also includes a good of my choice, which again is going to be a pig. Then, where are we now? Okay, I didn't make that mistake. Then we put our stuff on the outside. So one goes here, another goes here. Done. And then we can buy a roof tile. Well, I'm certainly doing that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the last roof tile I'm going to be able to buy. Round 6, I will not be able to. I mean, grapes just makes more sense, but I need wheat now. So I'm going to take the wheat one. Even though it's worse goods, it gives me more flexibility, and it's actually what I need. So we will do that. All right, so that is that option. I'd love to play a card. Come on, I need a 2. Please give me a 2. Daddy needs a brand new car. Yep, we're to the dice rolling part. Come on, 2. Come on, 2. Let's see it. Come on. I needed a 2 to play a card. I don't like you. All right, that was a 4. Okay. Yes, that did not make me happy, even a little bit happy. Let's see here. They're first, so they take one of these 6s. So if I wanted delivery, I got to do that. But honestly, I mean, I got delivery for burrow transactions over here, so we'll just take this. We will take 2 uneven goods. And where am I trying to fill? So I'm trying to fill this too. So yeah, let's take a grapes, because that is the most expensive good. And we'll take a olive because I don't produce that. Even though clearly I want to do this stuff. All right. So, because that'll help me fill this board up over here. And again, I don't have to fill these this turn. If I wait, I'm going to get what? 2 extra points for each thing I complete? Seems good to wait one more round. And then I get a 3rd one of these filled too. Yeah, I think I'm going to wait. I'm actually not going to deliver this turn. I'm going to try to complete this one this turn, which seems interesting, right? Does to me at least anyway. All right, so that was my turn. They're taking the bottom die, so they're taking this one. So it doesn't matter. I'm getting 4 coins, and I'm getting this. So let's take the 4 coins first. And then I need to decide, do I need any upgraded goods for here? I don't. I don't need upgraded goods for this either. I don't. So what I am going to do is I'm going to move up 2 points on the siesta track. And that gets me a victory point. I'd love to move up 2 more, but we'll see if that's viable. Actually, I got plenty of money. But again, with money, I can just buy whatever I want or upgrade whatever I want. So I got lots of options here. I do want a lot of deliveries, but I'd love to move up just 2 more. So because I want to move up 2 more, I'm going to take this one. Because I'm going to get 3 extra deliveries. So I can do up to 5. I only need 4 deliveries this turn. And then I could start working. Oh, I don't even need 4 deliveries. Because I'm going to do this, which is kind of a free delivery. Okay. So, well, actually, I'm probably not going to do this the more I look at it. Not this turn. Because I have everything I need right here. Okay. So, I get 2 deliveries. I am going to be first player. So we do switch immediately. So I do my stuff before they do theirs. Doesn't matter. I'm not going on this board this turn anyway. I'm not going to complete any of my contracts. So I get 2 deliveries. Let's start with that. So I'm going to do pig, crate. So I need 4 total. So I'm going to spend 2 money, 1, 2, to do 4 deliveries. That's 1. That's 2. Because those are free things, right? So I don't want to keep those spaces filled because I'll be messed up if I, do it the wrong way. That's 3. And this is delivery 4. Now, I do have an option to buy one more, and it wouldn't normally go this way. Normally I would do 2 deliveries. If we're playing competitive, I do 2 deliveries, then everybody else does their deliveries, then I'm the first to be able to buy deliveries. I can buy one more because I get 2 here, and I can buy up to 3. So is it worth spending a coin to send anything? Well, I don't want to finish this yet. I actually don't mind sending a cow or a pig. Oh my gosh, a cow. So I'm going to send a pig because, again, I get one free during the income phase every turn. So may as well send one now because I'll get a free one and then they'll make babies and there'll be cows everywhere. It'll be anarchy. Ooh, this requires a pig and, which is pretty good for me, but it does require wine also. But I'm going to have plenty of money because I'm not really spending money because I'm not buying a 6th roof because I don't have space for it. So all that's done. And because a roofer, I'm going to be able to put out whatever I get here for free next turn. All right, so that is all of my deliveries. So again, we do normal deliveries, then we do paid deliveries. If it was multiplayer, doesn't matter. But because AI goes after me, they're going to flip a card. They're going to put one of theirs on a 4. And again, they want to do it next to the least number of scary spots for them. That's here because I already have this 6. So there's nothing next to them that would knock them off. Man, they'd be getting a lot of points every turn. Thankfully, we are not keeping score for them. Yeah, the AI, you're not really supposed to do anything. They're just blocking in this and giving you basically spots to go. All right, there's a couple things in the chat. Let me finish the round and then we'll do the chat. So I get 1 point per token I have on the board. I only have 1, so that's 1 point. Oh, my goodness. Stop. I am not done. I finished this thing here. So, first things first, I move this here. Then I get rid of all these. Then I get the point for being the first one to complete this. Then I unlock this. I get the point for unlocking. So that's 2 points. So let's go ahead and get our 2 points. Then, because it is round 5 when I did that, I get 5 points. Then I get this, which gives me 2 points. And then remember, every one of these I complete for the rest of the game, these board things I complete, I'm going to get an additional 2 points. That's what this is telling me right here. So, good to know. Now, I just thought about this. When I get this next turn, I'm not going to get extra points for completing these. I'm only going to get them for having them next turn. So I'm not going to get the double dip, in other words. Because again, so for example, if I delivered the pig right now and completed this, I would not get the points for completing it. I would not get the 2 points for completing a different one. So no reason for me to do that right now. All right. So that was all my deliveries. So that's actually done now. Now I flip their card. That happened. Oh, and I removed this X. So these are for upgraded goods. Oh, this is whenever you... Oh, actually, that looks different. Maybe they changed that from the base game. Because I thought that used to be you just, whenever you got a delivery. So the Wainwright allows a player an additional step on the siesta track in 2 of the transition phase, as well as 1 additional free delivery in step 3 of the transportation. So yes, it adds 1 and 1. Oh, I'm sorry. That's right. This is the one-time immediate effect, which is you get a delivery, you get a victory point times where you are on the siesta track. So you immediately score where you are on the siesta track and you get a free delivery. And then every round you get an extra spot on the siesta track and whatever else. Okay. Wait a minute. I took 2 steps on the siesta track for taking the 5 this turn. Because I didn't take the 6, I took the 5. And then I forgot to take my 2 steps on the siesta track for this. So I'm up 2, up another 2. Sorry for that. I'm rushing ahead. All right. So I would have been first player, which I kept the first player marker because I forgot to do all these steps apparently. All right. So I select this. And then I would have moved up the siesta track. Forgot to do that. I just went straight to deliveries. Then we redo player order. Okay. So I would have been first player. We got that right. So then I do deliveries. Again, this isn't a problem in multiplayer. This is literally a solitaire. I'm trying to rush ahead problem. So, all right. So stop skipping ahead. I already scored my victory points for this. Now I would score for Siesta Track. So I got my 1 point for this, but I would also get 2 points for where I am on the Siesta Track. So let's get that. Then I move my Siesta marker down and flip the last roof markers, and then I'm going to answer questions from the chat. So this lets you unflip a different roof marker. Actually, that one's pretty good because I think you can unflip your 1, which was like 2 uneven goods. So that's actually pretty good. Now, again, if you don't know what it does, the rulebook does a fantastic job of explaining everything. The player flips a used roof tile so it's face up, making it available to be used the second time. Boom, easy. Like I said, these rules are fantastic. The original rules were fantastic as well, to be fair, but these rules are fantastic. So sorry I got a little messed up there, but before we start the next round, I am going to answer your questions. So, Efren says, I got Agricola looking for a farming theme game. Boy, were we disappointed. I have high hopes for La Granja. Well, I mean, literally watching one round, you're going to see, I think, whether you like it or not. Honestly, I really enjoy it. Another farming game. What have I been playing lately that I really enjoy? Feast for Odin. I don't know if you consider that a farming game. What's the other one? People are like, oh, that's Uwe's best farming game. Maybe it was Feast for Odin. Yeah, because you got to feed your people. Yeah, so Feast for Odin. And then Ryan came. Hey, Ryan. Ryan says, good evening. Good evening, Ryan. And then Efren says, does La Granja allow you to change strategies mid-game and react or adapt to other player strategies? Well, you're going to have to. You're not seeing this. So to be fair, you're not seeing the races that happen here. These are super important because, again, the first one there gets a victory point. And if there's anything to unlock, they get a second free victory point. So there are definitely races to complete this stuff. The donkey order is so important. People beating you to stuff. Racing for roof markers. Whoever gets there. Spots on the board. You want to go actually later typically. Like if I get a 6 here, I'm going to knock off all 3 of these. So you're knocking off people's scoring opportunities. So yes, there is a lot of racing and trying to do stuff. Is there opportunities to switch strategies? Absolutely. Think about it. I could sell all these pigs for 3 money a piece. I'm about to have 3. If I didn't want to deliver pigs again, I never had to. And then I could start buying stuff, right? And then upgrading it using coins. You don't have to use whatever the dice show you. You have plenty of options as long as you have money. Now, money can be tight. Getting this early was awesome, but not every game is going to have that track even available at the beginning of the game, let alone are you going to have enough actions and stuff to do it early. So if somebody sees me collecting money, they might have gone to this board first or this one. This is one of my favorites too. You get, I mean, you think 3 money a turn is good? How about a free crate every turn? What do you get with a crate? You can get 4 money, or you can play another card, or you can get 2 unequal goods or a pig. I mean, yes, there is lots and lots of options. When I deliver to these, I'm going to start getting crates. With crates, I'm going to be able to do lots of different things. Maybe this time I deliver them to here, because I'm going to get 6 points for completing this, 7 for being the first one to complete it, and because I got this, I'm going to get plus 2 points. So maybe instead of trying to fulfill all my contracts, I look at the crates contract and go, huh, that looks pretty good, and I get a free crate for doing it. So yeah. Are there opportunities to change? There is so much opportunity to do whatever you want in this game. I really do feel like there's just lots and lots of just choice and opportunity and just options available. So hopefully that helped answer your questions. Yeah, no, this is a great game. This isn't a good game. This is a great game, by the way. And again, I'm not saying this. Look, they didn't give me anything for free. They gave me access to the tabletop simulator. You know, whoop-de-doo. I mean, I've got the game right behind me. I could play it. By the way, if you want to play it and you missed earlier, it's on Board Game Arena. Go try it there. It's free to try. Well, I don't know. It might be a premium one on Board Game Arena, but feel free to try it there. It's, gives you a chance to play it. The gameplay has not really changed. Now, again, the shrinking board did change from the old one. I think it's a change for the better, but I think in the base game, that's the only change. The real reason you're buying this is, number one, the art is so much better in this version. But I mean, this stuff all looks very similar. The board just looks cleaner. This part of the board looks cleaner by a substantial amount. And the artwork's better. But I mean, you're really buying it for these expansions because, again, I mean, none of us know what it is. I haven't played them. Somebody's probably played them. But the real benefit to me is that they extend the game's life and expand what you can do with it and what, the different options from game to game. You're not getting the same game every time. Not that you did in the past. Like I said, really, it depends what's open early and what's not, what other people at the table are going for, what cards you have in your hand. Again, 67 cards, every one of them unique. This game I might play it on the left side. Next game I might play it right. I typically don't get multiple of these extensions or multiple helpers. This game I did. Maybe next game I get 3 helpers and I don't do contracts at all. I mean, there's so much choice in this game. So much different options that yes. But I'm getting into final thoughts here. Let's finish this last round out. All right. So I want a contract I can do pretty easily. This one looks super duper easy. But I also wouldn't mind something I could do with pigs because I'm about to have 3 pigs. And I don't need pigs for anything. So, is there something? This requires 2 pigs. And it gets me a 5. Which would knock one of theirs off the board. But I'm going to knock these off the board anyway. But might let me. I'm going to do it just because I'm curious about knocking stuff off the board. Although I got a 5 here. I need a 6. Do I have a 6? You kidding me? With all these cards I don't have a 6? All right, so I'm going to do another 5 so I can knock a second one of their cards off the board. And again, I'm a little bit pig happy, so I'm going to do some stuff to use some of the pigs I already have. All right, so that is the free card I get to play every round, which everybody gets to play. Now I draw back up to 5, so I draw 1 card. Is that a 6? No, it's not a 6. Okay, so I'm going to read in a minute how you knock people off, like what you do if you have the same number. I think I just knocked them off. I think I might even get a victory point for knocking them off. It's again, I played it on on BGA. BGA is great because you don't have to know the rules. The bad part about BGA is you don't necessarily always follow exactly what's going on. So that's unfortunate part of it. All right. So let me see what I'm going to do here. All right. Get our income. So I get 4 income still. 1, 2, 3, 4 money. Then I'm going to get a pig. From this. Then it is the breeding portion. So my pigs breed and I get one of these because of this. Now step 4, we could buy a roof tile. I cannot buy a roof tile because I have already bought all 5 of my spaces, even though half of them are hidden under the board. It's fine. Everything's fine. I think the cards are taking them down when I bury the cards under. That's what's happening. All right. TTS Quirk. All right. So let me look something up real quick while we're all here live and you guys can help me out too. What happens when I have a number that's already on the board? Taking advantage of the siesta, carrying out deliveries, farm goods to various craft buildings. When a player is specified, some modules introduce more ways. So those are for those. All right. Now those are still the craft goods. Or block craft at the start of the game. 3 craft buildings are blocked. We already talked about that. Purchase delivery. Putting on the board. Here we go. Attention. When all the market spaces corresponding to the victory point. Now, here's a great rule book. I did not know where this was, but it calls it out right here, right where I would expect it, above the picture of putting stuff on the board. All right. That's a good rule book. I'm not being paid for this, nothing else, but that is awesome. All right. When all market spaces, a corresponding victory point value of the completed market barrow are already occupied, the player may choose another player's marker on a space of that value equal to the number of victory points printed on the marker or barrow card, and then remove it from the board, replacing it with their own marker. All of the opponent's markers on adjacent spaces of lower value are displaced and returned as normal. And the player receives 1 victory point for each marker removed this way, including the marker they replaced. Awesome. That is exactly how I would have expected it to be played, which, by the way, also makes me super happy. And exactly. 2 victory points since it's round 2. Yep. Okay. All right. Great examples. Great. Again, the original rulebook was really good too. Don't get me wrong, but this is doing a lot of stuff that makes me happy. All right. So Efren says, my favorite games are Puerto Rico, Viticulture, Terraforming Mars, Dinogetics, among others. I have a feeling that La Granja will fit right in. Yes, and if you haven't played the Lost Ruins of Arnak or Ark Nova, I mean, I've got plays on the channel for all these games. Those two I would check out too. If you like Terraforming Mars, you might want to check out, again, Ark Nova, and I don't know. I'm recommending everybody Lost Ruins of Arnak. I love that game so much. It's not going to be for everybody, but it's got a lot of this feel to it, where you're trading in resources for other resources. You're getting a lot of free actions. It feels really good. A lot of free stuff happens on your turn. Efren also says, by the way, Efren, please let me know if I'm pronouncing your name correctly. It's a beautiful production with a lot of content. The Kickstarter extras reeled me in. Yeah, no, I'm super excited by it. Okay, this is going to be a lot going on. This is the last round. I already did my income. I already did that. Let's roll them bones. Now I don't need to play a card as much. I don't even know what I want, but I'm going to be first player, which makes me happy. All right, so I can get some free upgrades, which seems like it's useful. So I probably want to do that before I do other stuff. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to get 2 free upgrades. Let's look what I need. I need a meat. So that's going to be one of my upgrades. I also need wine. So I'm going to spend 4 money right now. 1, 2, 3, 4 to buy grapes. And I'm going to use that second upgrade to go down here. I am not moving up the siesta track. Not going to worry about that. All right. So that's 2 things I need for this 5 contract over here. All right. So that is my thing. They are going to take again from the bottom. Do I need money? I mean, if I get the goods, I don't need money, right? So what goods do I need? Well, if I'd taken the goods first, I definitely could have gotten grapes that I did need, right? So that was kind of stupid. All right, I definitely need 1 pig, 2 pigs. I need a wheat. Am I going to do any of these other... I mean, I could do the trade good ones, so I don't really need the 2 goods. So do I take the coins? Well, if I take the coins, I'm going to need to buy the wheat for 3 anyway. So I'm actually, I think, better off taking this one. So I'm going to take this, which lets me get any 2 goods of my choice. I'm definitely taking a wheat, because I definitely need wheat here. And then, you know what? I'm going to take a grapes, just because they sell for 2 instead of 1. Seems like a better trade-off. So instead of getting 3 plus 1 money, 4, I'm getting 3 plus 2. Again, I don't remember if money is worth anything at the end of the game. We're going to find all that out in a minute. All right. So I took that. They're going to take the money one. So we all get to do this. So do I play a card from my hand, or do I get a resource of my choice? I'd like to play a card from my hand after I completed some of this, but I can't do that right now. I don't even know if I'm going to complete all this. All right, let's see if so let's look at farm workers. Spend a victory point to play a card, paying all its costs. That applies. And you see that 1 with the check mark on the bottom? That means I get to do that once per turn. There's no phases. You'll notice some of these say what phase they happen in. That one just is, oh, there you go, phase 2 and 3. When one of your markers is removed from the market, you may immediately relocate it to an adjacent empty space. Oh, so instead of pulling yourself off the market, you can relocate it. Maybe I'll play that card. That's pretty good. I mean, it's that or 1 resource, right? But that's once per phase also. Spend 1 olive from one of your fields to play a card. Huh. So there's that. Before the dice are rolled, mark 1 revenue space with one of your markers. You alone may choose the last... All right, well, that ain't going to happen. For the foreman. When another player uses a die with the same number as a die, yeah, that doesn't matter either. All right, I'm going to play this. Spend an olive from one of your fields to play... No. When one of your markers is removed from the market, you may immediately relocate it. So, I don't know if this is the right choice. Again, I don't remember endgame scoring. Sorry, I played it recently. That's one of the things that slipped my mind. And again, we'll learn together. All right. Efren says I'm pronouncing his name correctly. That's awesome. I like that. Okay. I need more deliveries than I have, by the way. Because I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'd love to transfer these 3 market goods up too. 6, 7, 8. I need a pig here. That's 9. The most I can get is 6. All right, so there's no way I'm getting this one up here. So let's just put that out of our mind. We just know that that's not going to happen. So I'm just going to focus on this unless I don't do any of these. But this is way more points. I mean, 5 points, 5 points, and what is it, 3 points? Yeah, plus points for displacing them? No, way more points. Okay. So we've done all of this. Let's go to choosing our thing. Well, I need this one. So then I move 1 space up the track. I'm not going to be first player. They are. And that actually makes me happy because I want them to put their stuff on the board first. It's just more for me to remove. 3. Okay. Where is the least likely for me to be able to remove a 3? I mean, here there's 2 4s and 2 4s next to it. Here there's only 1 4 next to it. So I'm going to say here. Because this 4 is blocked up. That seems like the safest. They can't remove my 6. So, all right. So they're doing that. All right. Now I get to do lots of stuff. So I get to do 3 deliveries. All right. My first delivery, I'm delivering a pig up here to complete this. So I'm going to get 1 victory point for being the first person to complete it. Yes, in solo, that's always going to happen. That's why I'm looking forward to the Automa. But again, we'll talk about that in a minute. Now, it's round 6. So I score 6 points for completing one of these middle things on round 6. So that's 6 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, every time, and it's gone, it's under the board. Of course it is. All right. Clearing this out. Oh my gosh. I don't even want to look. I don't even want to look what just happened. Oops. All right. Okay. It actually looks somewhat safe, which is crazy. All right. Wow. Everything kind of stayed where it was supposed to be, which is crazy. The only things that keep disappearing are these stupid roof tiles, which go under every time. Give me a 2. Come on, I know there's a 2 in there. Of course not. All right, and this thing. Okay, because I have this, I get 2 points whenever I complete something in the middle. So let's get those 2 points. I got the 6 for the round. Now, let's score this. I get this. And again, you'll see there's a lightning bolt on it. It says I get a victory point for each thing in here. Oh, by the way, this was way filled up a second ago. That's what went missing. So there were 3 things on here. The only thing left was a wheat to be fulfilled on this one. All right. I knew there had to be some kind of disaster that happened there. Oh, did I have stuff on here? I guess not. No. I just played it this turn. Okay. Okay. All right. So that was just my first delivery. I got 6 points. I got 2. Then, because of this, immediately score 1 per one of these. That's 3 more. 1, 2, 3. Now, this goes into, I flip it. And now, whenever I deliver these during step 2 or 3, so by doing it from dice or by doing it from donkey deliveries, I'm going to score a victory point. Now, I don't get it the turn it comes out. So technically, I guess I should leave it in state 1 and then flip it over after the round is over, because I don't get that bonus this round. So that's important to note. That's why I decided to hold off on completing it, so I could get the extra 2 points for this. Again, I don't think it mattered in the long run, but it's fine. So I've only done 1 delivery so far. Oh, my last one of these got me a what? Of course, it disappeared again. This has got 50 tiles under it for no reason. Okay. Gonna try to line these up. It's all good. No harm, no foul. Okay. Close enough. No, because if I go down now, this is going to go under it as well. See, I'm starting to see the pattern here. All right, this goes under. This comes here and goes under. There's definitely some stuff under this board still. Oh, and under. Okay. Now, Piggy, you come here. You come here. All right. So, my tile was this one. Yes. For no reason. I have done this in the worst possible order. Okay. This is important, though, because I get a free delivery of whatever this is because of my roofer tile. When one of your markers is removed from the board, which it wasn't, I would have gotten to relocate it. So this card play was basically useless. All right. And that's limited once per turn. That's why they get the 1 check mark there. Okay. I got 2 more deliveries. I'm going to deliver this 1. I'm going to deliver this 2. Is that really what I'm going to do? I'm going to do this. So I still have another delivery. I'm going to deliver this pig here. Okay. So that's 1 delivery, 2 deliveries, 3 deliveries. And then when I flip this over, I get a free delivery to here because my roofer, I can deliver wherever I want. That has that symbol. So that's going to be my free delivery. And I've got these 2 that I can pay for deliveries on. So these 2 market barrows are complete. I'm going to do them one at a time. Okay. So this one gets me a 5 on the board. I can pick any 5 because all the 5 spots are filled. I'm going to take this, which not only removes the one that I placed it on, but also any adjacent ones. So those 2 are removed from the board, and I score 2 points for removing them. I also score 5 points for completing this. And I get a crate for doing that. All right, so that one completed. Next, I completed this one. Again, I'm going to get a crate. Whenever you complete this, you get a crate. Plus, I'm going to get 3 points for this. So 1, 2, 3. And I get to put a market stall on the 3 space or a 3 space on the board. So, is there anywhere I can do it that would knock him off? No, but I'm going to put this here, even though it literally doesn't matter. But it's safer here. But he's already gone, so I don't have to worry about it. Again, multiplayer, you definitely worry about that much more than I am right now. So I get 2 crates. So, I do have 3 deliveries. I can't deliver 3 crates, unfortunately. Because I paid for my crate, or those were my 3 free ones. But I can do 3 more for coins. So, 1, 2, 3. No, I only need to do 2. So 1, 2. I'm going to deliver this wine. Badink. I'm going to deliver this meat. Badink. All right. So when I do that, complete this contract. So this is worth 5 points. I get a crate as well. So here's a crate. It's worth 5 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I get to put it on a 5 on the board. So again, all the 5s are taken. So I get to move one of his off the board. And I get a point for doing so. Badink. And I get a point for knocking him off the board. All right, so let's go ahead and finish out the round. So that was all of that. Sorry for the craziness with the board and everything else. Again, if I need to sell these or do whatever to get coins, whatever at the end of the game, I will. For now, I'm not going to worry about it. All right, so now I get 1 per thing I have on the board, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. So I got 4 on the board, 4 points. Even 70, nice. And then I look at the siesta track. I get nothing, nada for that. Now I move down to the bottom and we flip over roof markers. All right. So let's go to end game scoring. Because I literally do not remember. All right. So after 6 rounds, the end of the 6th round, players perform all the following steps. Sell all their player markers on their farm for normal sales prices, resources or conversion prices, trade commodities, and convert them into silver. Note that upgraded goods cannot be converted into silver. Also note So don't upgrade because that costs you silver and you can't sell it. Also note that any harvest goods still in the fields may not be converted to silver. So again, as a reminder, anything from these fields here cannot be converted to silver. See, there's no price there. Here, you can convert it to silver because there's buying and selling prices for these markers there. So if they're in the fields, you can't convert it. So they want you to convert everything first. Just the harvest goods located in players' dens. I think they are not expecting people to have so much stuff. All right, so I get 1 coin for this, and I get 2 coins for this, because that's the sell price for this. So for a total of 3 coins, 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to convert all these. So 4 each times 3 is going to be 12. Badink, badink, badink. Trust me, not so hard, not on Tabletop Simulator, to do all of these things. All right, so that's 16. All right, so we did that. Exchange silver into victory points at a rate of 5 to 1. 5 silver for 1 point. 1, 2, 3. Oops. 1, 2, 3. So I'm down to 1 silver here because I had 16. That's 15. The player with the most victory points is the winner. If there's a tie, the player with the most silver remaining among tied players is the winner. If there's still a tie, the remaining players share the victory. Okay. So let's talk about a bunch of stuff because that is the fun thing to do. 73 points. I think that's pretty good. I don't know. All right. So I am going to switch to this, which will show the Kickstarter page. First of all, the art. I mean, we could compare here. This is the old art. I don't know how big you can see it. Actually, I can zoom it in for you. Oops. All right. So this is the old art. This is the new art. So clearly a difference. Also, the box size is different. The old one, as you saw, was a rectangle box. This is going to be a full-size box. So there is that as a difference as well. All right, I'm going to scroll the Kickstarter page. If anybody has questions or whatever, I'm not part of the Kickstarter, so I don't know. $89 plus shipping. Don't forget, shipping's a thing nowadays. But you get the Deluxe Master Set and all stretch goals. Not bad. This 169, we'll see the difference in a minute. But, I mean, obviously Kickstarter is doing well. Well, let's start there. So with 16 days to go, this is day 1 of the campaign. Almost 2,000 backers. 188,000. So, pretty good for a first day. So you can see the board, and again, a lot different than what you're seeing from me on Tabletop Simulator. It comes with double-sided game board. So again, they have a 2-player side and a 3- and 4-player side. You got all the player boards here. You got 72 farm cards. So it's actually more than I thought. You get all the dice, all the markers, Siesta Track markers, your donkeys, coins, victory points. See, the victory points look different sizes now, so there's not a way to hide victory points. So I guess that's no longer a thing. Turn order tokens, roof tiles. So again, all this we've seen. You get the craft markers for all those different spaces. Those will be double-sided. You get the building blockers. You get these, which we didn't use, but for some of those worker cards on the bottom, if you use them for that, you'd use the check or the X for it. Now, you also have these, which makes the board smaller for 3-player game. Again, something they never had before, but I like that change. It's real good. It makes the board tighter, because as you've seen, the tighter the board, the more competition there is, which again makes me super happy. All right, so now these were never in the game before. This is all new stuff. So again, this kind of at the bottom here is all new, but the rest of it, the game is the same as the original game. But you get all this betwixt cards. You get bustling towns and buildings. You get bustling towns and buildings. So these cards are gonna. Oops. See, I'm so used to Tabletop Simulator. I hit tab. Look what happens. Goes to the top. No bueno on that one. I was trying to ping the board for you. All right. So these bustling towns, I believe they are put in the spaces where once you complete those middle objectives, you do this, and there's some kind of cool special stuff that happens there. New revenue tiles. Again, I don't even know where these would be used, but I mean, again, you're not talking brain surgery here for what those would cover the revenue spots on the boards. Oh, so to cover spot 1, instead of just getting a pig, you could get a pig or a donkey. Or maybe that's the last spot. Instead of 2 coins, you could get a pig. More options to get siesta. So you could change the board. Again, this is not fundamentally changing the game, but it's a neat ways to vary the game from game to game. Counselor sideboards. So you're going to put dice in these spaces. I don't know. Grand markers. So workers. I don't even know what you use a worker for, but apparently more regular donkey tiles. So you get 4 siesta donkey tiles if you'd rather have that. Ladies of La Granja. I did read a little bit into this. This is for unique player powers. Every player normally would be the same. This is going to give you a unique power right from get-go. Now, you're going to get unique powers because you play 2 cards on turn 1, so your board's already going to look different than other players, but this will give you a reason to play certain cards over other ones, which I think is great. New die-in tokens. I have no idea what that's for. Yeah. So that's the base game, and then you're going to get... the solo stuff. They haven't even mentioned the solo stuff here, so I don't know if that was supposed to be a secret, but sorry. Yes, I have the rules for solo thing, even though it's not on here. So bustling towns, they kind of talk a little bit about it, but here's the thing with the deluxe one. It's just bigger, right? I don't know that I need bigger. I don't know that I need stuff to take up. So this is the old La Granja box. This is the new one. And then now you're looking at triple layered boards for maximum comfort. So I guess to more easily slide cards under, you're looking at the old stuff, you're looking at the new one. I mean, the art is just so much better. Now, this is pretty clear. That's the nice part about the old one. The new one, maybe it hides a little bit more, but I don't know. I didn't have a problem. I like the fitted spots to put in the tokens, and then the other spots. So the old boards versus the new ones. You used to have these crappy tiles versus these, which are custom shapes and fit in. You used to have nothing versus screen printed. So this is, again, if you want the new one, I don't think there's any selling me on it. Now, this is the question for me. Is it worth going from $89 to $169, and you're basically getting supersized version of the game? Now, look, if this is your favorite game or if you love it, whatever else, maybe, but I don't need supersized stuff for me. In fact, I worry it would just take up a lot of table space, which isn't really much of a problem for me, but I know for some people it would be. But this is the great part for me though. For $89, you get the exact same stuff except just normal sized. So, I mean, look, don't get me wrong. If you want to get the deluxe one, if it's, like I said, one of your favorite games, or you want that bigger, better feel to it, go for it. There's some add-ons you can do as well. Again, I'm not going to worry about all that stuff. Bottom line, let's get into final thoughts here on the new La Granja Deluxe Edition. All right. So I'm going to take this, do this, and talk final thoughts here. As you can see, this game, it really excites me. The one thing I will say is the solo mode, as you also saw, is pretty terrible. I mean, all I want them to do is include something in there that tells me this is a good score. This score is terrible. Like even a chart. There is literally nothing in the rules. Literally, it doesn't even say how you win or not. So it is the only thing that I think that the solo mode is good for is learning how to play the game. And so for that, it does a great job. If you want to keep track of your own scores or compare them against other people online, if other people are doing that, great. But it's just not enough there. There's not enough there in the solo mode for me. Good news, though. Good news. Again, I don't know if I'm breaking something I'm not supposed to, but BurrowBot, like I have a rule set for it. So I know it's coming. So that makes me super happy. Like an actual automa for this game that takes a game that is good and fun to play and adds some kind of an automa to it makes me very happy. So hopefully that gets introduced. I don't know if it's a stretch goal. I don't know if it's going to be whatever. So maybe it won't be part of the final game. I would say currently I wouldn't buy it for solo. If they do come up with some kind of automa bot for it, I would definitely buy it because it's such a fun game anyway. I have it and I'm thinking about backing it. So just for the boards. In fact, I'm not thinking about it. I'm definitely going to back it. So for me, there is a lot of value here. It is one of the best games. Like it could come out today as a new game and it would fit right in with some of the top games that we have out there today. Just the multi-use cards is so fun. The feeling of, oh, I just did this thing, so I get another thing, and I get another thing, and now I can do this with this other thing. Like, it's so intuitive. The gameplay is very straightforward, as you've seen. There's nothing real overcomplicated about it. So, La Granja is just a fantastic game. I would definitely check it out. Try it yourself. It's on Board Game Arena. Again, the TTS mod is not publicly available. They have the older versions publicly available, but really, Board Game Arena is a great place to try it out. It's got, it does everything for you. And it even plays solo. So you can play the old solo bot rules, which is what you saw me play today. So, and again, I'm not trying to bash the solo mode. It just, even if at minimum they put in a scoring threshold, this means you did really well. This means you're terrible. This means you're fantastic. Nobody's ever gotten this score. Whatever. Just something, would make me happier. So I hope they at least put that in. Some kind of scoring table that tells you how good you did in the end. But even still, this game is so good. It's so fun. If you've never played it, you definitely owe it to yourself to try it, even if you're not going to back it. You should at least try this game once in your life. So Efren says, yeah, $89 sounds great, plus the coins. Yeah, I mean, coins are an additional add-on. There's going to be more for shipping. But yeah, I mean, $89 with, 5 or 6 expansions in there sounds pretty reasonable to me for this game. I mean, it used to be a $50 game. We know $50 games are $60, $65 now, minimum. I don't know if this one's ever going to hit retail. I mean, it might, but you're not going to get all the Kickstarter bonuses. I don't know what the stretch goals or any of that stuff are at this point, but yeah, you don't get the stretch goals, and people pay crazy amounts of money just for the stretch goals. So I don't know. I say you owe it to yourself to try this one for sure, if nothing else. Again, it reminds me of some of my favorite games right now. Arnak. I just literally played it with my wife before I came down to play La Granja, and I was like, oh my gosh, while I'm playing La Granja, it reminded me, all those free actions you get, all that stuff, it just clicks that thing in your brain. It's like, oh my God, this is so fun. This is so fun. I'm getting more. That feeling, if you like that feeling in games, if you played Arnak and you love it in Arnak, I think you're going to like it here too. I love the multi-use disc. I know it's the dumbest thing in the world, but it just makes sense to me. You use the same markers for literally everything. They're market burrows. They're used for the board to keep track of, hey, you got a pig, you move to a pig spot on the board. You don't need individual meeples for all that stuff. To me, for some people, I think that would be a negative. It's oh, I want custom meeples for each resource I'm collecting. I love the fact that they're the same. I think it's clever. Again, Terraforming Mars did it, right? They used those silver, gold, and bronze cubes to represent everything. Well, La Granja had already done that, so I'm sure many other games did it as well. But this was the first one that kind of stuck out in my mind as using the same resource as different things depending on where it's placed. Again, all these unique cards, and each card can be used in 4 different spots. 4 different spots on the board, or on your board, depending on where you place it, it does different things for you. So, I don't know. You could tell I'm excited about this one. I hadn't played it in a while. I mean, I played a couple times on Board Game Arena just to prepare myself for tonight, but I hadn't really sat down with it in a while, and just getting my hands on it again got me excited again. So, hopefully you all feel the same way. If you have any questions, ask them in the show notes. but please follow us here. Follow us on our main One Stop Co-op Shop channel. Follow us on TikTok. I'm doing TikToks now. They're 1-minute reviews of games, 1 to 2 minutes. Let's be honest. I'm stretching a little over on a lot of my videos, but no, I'm not dancing or anything else. Although I did sing a couple times. We'll see if that continues or not. But I made up some board game songs, so they're all related. So yeah, you get some board game songs over there. So check it out. We also have a weekly podcast, One Stop Co-op Shop, as well. So we have a lot of stuff, a lot of content. Follow us everywhere. And thanks for joining us tonight. And I will see you soon. Bye.